Sankar, the centurion yesterday, gone first over, 5 dot balls, and then he got one again that moved just a little bit. He went across the line, played that much across the line. And the Sangakkara has gone for naught, Sri Lanka, not for one.
For the UAE team, very first over, they stuck in and they got the big wicket of Sangakkara, and that bring Mahela Jayawardene onto the crease. Another very, very experienced player.
Middle.
And what a delivery that was. I don't think it's more of a bowler who did the job. It was, I think, Sangakkara who looked really, really tired, didn't really move his feet at all. We'll have a look at it in a couple of seconds. Well pitched up delivery, that's what you want to do. Early on, it's always handy to pitch it up. And have a look at this. I think it's more of a Sangakkara than the bowler. Normally he would have punched that straight back at him. It was full pitch delivery. Feet didn't really go anywhere. That's it, gone. Closed the face of the bat and didn't really go anywhere.
Listen, Sangakkara has enjoyed batting here in the last few innings, 101 yesterday. And in fact his previous innings, 3 innings, 68, 69 and 38. So a failure for him after a while in Pakistan.
Just have a look at this replay once again. Once the ball hit his pad, even he knew that he's done something wrong. Just look at his face. Oh no. That's right. You got to go back.
Back up, guys.
It's a good opportunity for these two players to get some runs. Mahela Jayawardene went for 6 yesterday. So he'll concentrate, try and get some form before the next round. And Mahela Jayawardene, his partner, made a half century the last time he batted in an ODI. That was in the West Indies, in St. Lucia. Third ODI, he made a half century. And he's on strike now.
Wide. A very wild delivery. I wouldn't call it a wide delivery.
Yes, that in fact was one of the problems that the UAE side had in the first game. Number of deliveries were wide with the new ball, about a dozen of them in fact.
That's a better line. It's always handy when you take an early wicket in the match. It always put pressure on the opposition. You can clearly see normally if this would have been Jayasuriya, you ball him in this area. Doesn't matter 1 or 2 wickets gone down, he would have hit you over the cover. But definite pressure on the Sri Lankan side. They don't want to lose against a team like UAE. And this is the opportunity for UAE to just sneak in. That's wide more. That's where they got to work. I think that's where their coach got to come in and control their nerves, because at the international level sometimes you just lose your nerves and just try to bowl quick or try to swing extra. It's just the same cricket. It's just the basics you got to do right. If you do the basics right, I think rest automatic follows. That should go for 4. It was a full toss, juicy full toss. It was well fielded at the end,
Back up, guys.
and the batsman has taken 3.
Yes, he didn't really get hold of it. Again, the feet not getting into position. He lost his grip as well as he made contact. But still, this is a very fast outfield. You can see it run away. So a few runs for Udavata. He moves on to 4.
Good delivery to end the over. 7 for 1.
He's opening the innings, and Tilan Tushara is in the side. So too Kaushalya Veeratna. Mahala Udavata is a natural attacking player. Likes to get on with it, likes to play his shots. One of the players who likes to perhaps imitate Sanat Jayasuriya.
This boundary here in Qaddafi Stadium for this tournament, they put a rope for 85 yards. That's a long way. And if you look at it behind the rope near to the stairs, still got maybe another 15 to 20 yards. So this ground is more than 100 yards all around. So it's a huge ground. Great facilities in the stadium, Qaddafi Stadium. We got a Pakistan academy just outside, and they've got beautiful cricketing facilities. We got this new pavilion coming up right across the main pavilion. There'll be more seats available for the upcoming World Cup. There's ICC Championship. Hopefully by then this will be ready. In the air. Oh, it wasn't far away. There was no gully there. Otherwise, Mahela Jayawardene could have been in a deep trouble.
Yes, these bowlers bowl around medium pace, so got to wait a little bit more and play the shot. Still perhaps not judging the pace of the pitch. Certainly not that far away from that fielder at cover.
There's an opportunity here for Jayawardene to make a mark here. This is what he's done in his career so far, ODI hundreds. He's got against New Zealand twice, England twice, and then one against India. He hasn't got it for against Pakistan or in Pakistan. I think it's got to do with his number. He used to bat down the order. He used to bat at number 5. Now he's improved and put himself at number 3. This will give him more opportunities to score hundreds. Good delivery.
And also, Waka, very noticeable that all those scores were out of Sri Lanka, which is another factor that shows his class. Mahala Jayawardene is a player who was spotted when he was young, got into the side at a young age, and he's moved on and on. Home and away, that's how he's gone.
Watch it, guys.
3 overs gone, 12 for 1. A couple of days ago that in June Pakistan never held a tournament or any sort of a cricket because it's such a steamy day. It's very, very, very hot out there. It's not easy for the players. Well, I was just telling you earlier about Mahela Jayawardene's centuries, how many centuries he's got. He's got 10 in total, but the one the figures we just shown you earlier, they were just the top 500s he's done. And he has scored a century against Pakistan. That was in India, Visakhapatnam that was.
A slightly better average at home, but very many more hundreds away. 7 away and 3 at home, and more runs also. And he's played more innings out of home.
Very steady. What is that third man doing? He's just almost at the point. I can't believe that. Well, I don't think Mahela Jayawardene meant a boundary. He just nudged it for single, which you normally do at third man. And look at the fielder. There's no fielder. Fielder is running from all the way from deep point.
It's just a very casual forward defensive stroke. In fact, he took his bottom hand out of the grip to ensure that it didn't go in the air, but it also shows you how fast this outfield is. Just races away to the boundary.
It's been a huge problem for the UAE team, these wide deliveries. They didn't really bowl many no balls, but controlling the length and line has been a big problem for the UAE team.
He's really lost control of it. The wicketkeeper throwing himself to his left. Total of 15 wides in the first match by the UAE, and already 3 today.
And 4. I always believe sometime that the youngsters who come to play international cricket or top cricket, they should know too much, shouldn't know too many things, because I think this gentleman here is looking to swing both ways. He's trying to go away swing also and trying to swing it in. And if you don't have much of an experience, you always lose. Oh, this is what happens. You bowl too many wides. You try to bowl the in swinger earlier and then the out swinger. This is what you need to do. Just bowl straight. Once you settle at this level and you know how the batsmen play in this level, then you can do maybe the experiences. And I think too many experience are going out there.
Yes, and what about this white ball? Do you reckon you've got to bowl a little bit differently than the red one?
You know, this white ball swings more than any other red cricket ball. Look, there's another one. Oh, I just got away with it. I think he got a maybe. Oh no! Oh no! Took his time. In gold, he took his time and said, "I don't think he hit anything." So what you can do if he's swinging a lot, just hold the ball across the seam and look at the area where you want to bowl. And I don't think they even tried it. Look at that. They're trying to swing it, or I know probably when they go back and play club cricket, it won't go wide because they play on a cemented tracks where you don't really get much of a moment off the track. Another wide. Well, in this heat, you bowl 3 wides and nowhere. It's a big struggle.
It's already 3, just 3 deliveries, legitimate deliveries, so he's bowled the over really. He'll have to bowl another 3 more, that's provided he keeps them straight. Sri Lankans wouldn't mind this. They've elected to bat first. Mahela Jayawardene mentioned that the idea today is to try and give the batsmen as much time in the middle, as much practice before they get into the next round.
That's better. He'll probably like to get few runs before the big games comes up, because he missed out in the last match. He got only 6, got bowled out. I think he would like to spend some time in the middle and get the feel. Not much of a crowd. It's very hot, as you can clearly see that woman. Nice. Nicely played. I don't think it will carry to the boundary because it's a huge boundary. It'll probably run 3. It's a big test here. It's a big test for the players because the boundaries are long and it's hot.
Yes, wasn't too far away from that fielder, but he couldn't cut it off. And Mahala Jayawardene easing into that shot. So 3 comfortable runs.
Beautiful shot. Full face of the bat and smashed it back to the bowler. No chance. 4 overs gone, 28 for 1. Look at this shot. Beautiful. Full face of the bat, elbow high, no risk at all. If you can play these shots are not risky at all.
Aided by the wides as well, the Sri Lankan run rate is pretty high, 6.72 at the moment. Winning the toss, electing to bat first. 28 runs in the first 4 overs. Both players, Jayawardene and Udavata, going at a runner ball or a little bit better. So whatever little movement we've seen off the pitch has almost now eased out. The first couple of overs saw a few move around. Kumar Sangakkara got one that just went away from him. He played slightly across the line and was LBW. Centurion of yesterday, back in the pavilion without scoring.
It's a great leveler, this game. The way he was playing yesterday, nobody can think that the ball he got out on, he'll miss it. If this would have been yesterday, he would have just smashed it back to the bowler for a boundary. But it was a bowler's day. That's why I love this game. This is one beautiful game. There are lots of ups and downs in these games. In the air.
Yes, and also Waka, the whole setting was different yesterday. He had Sanat Jayasuriya as his partner. He was blistering away at the other end. Obviously his mind was in a different place yesterday. Today it was all different, coming out with a different partner. Made 100, really hot and humid. Perhaps couldn't lift himself enough.
Normally a very keen batsman. I think it's got to do with the heat of what he's done yesterday. I saw a little bit of fumbles from him behind the stumps also. So he's very fit and frenetic, no doubt. But this heat gets to you anyway. And I think it was a lot to do with that heat. I think he was pretty drained out yesterday. That's why he didn't really move his legs. And I don't think he was even expecting such a good delivery, I would say. One got to give a credit to a bowler also, because he pitched the ball in the area where he struggled. And he couldn't really manage to get away with it.
Yes, Udavata's got to be patient. He's got to make use of this opportunity, try and bat as long as he can. He's usually a player who likes to get on with it.
5 gone, 29 for 1. And I think it's a very wise thing what Mahela has done. because they're far more important and far more competent match coming. So you want them all to be fresh and ready for those games.
So you were talking about openers, Waka. They have this boy Udavata and then Upul Taranga. You spoke much of him yesterday. And then there are two players who've been playing in the test matches, Michael Wandot and Malinta Varnapura. Wandot has made a few test hundreds. Varnapura also made 100 in the West Indies. So these guys are around. It's just a matter of them getting in there, establishing themselves in the side, and perhaps proving that they can play both test and one-day cricket. So here's a change in the bowling.
Not the best of the start from the debutant. Aman Ali is playing his first ODI match. Is one of the replacements what the UAE has done today, and first real juicy short delivery for Mahela to just take full advantage of it, and he's not going to spare that.
Yes, an absolutely loose delivery to start off with. And Mahala Jayawardene is pretty pleased to just whip it away back with a square leg. So another boundary, and that is in fact the third boundary for Sri Lanka.
Another good shot. First time it was short and in his body he pulled it, and on that occasion it wouldn't carry to the boundary, but they can run for if they want.
Back up, guys. Alavi, back up.
It was short outside the off stump. An early problem for Aman Ali.
Yes, Mahala Jayawardene not really smashing it. He just got into position. He found that it was still moving away from him, and he had some distance to stretch. So some running to do for the Sri Lankan batsman. Yes, Mahala made his test debut against India in Colombo. And in fact, that was the match that Sri Lanka made that mammoth 952 for 6. Triple century for Sanat Jayasuriya, double century for Roshan Mahanama. Udavata on 10, Mahala Jayawardene on 19. He's raced ahead of his opening partner. Of course, Udavata hadn't faced a single delivery when Jayawardene came to the middle.
Pranal, tell me how many days did they bat when they got 900 plus runs on the board? I remember Jayasuriya got 300 plus, and
yes, they went for something like 2.5 days. But a good story of that game, Waka, is that Vinod Kambli was 12th man, and he was running up and down with drinks for the fielders. And around 4:30 when he was running back, he got a cramp.
oh dear.
Yes, India made 500 actually in that match in the first innings, so it was a huge high-scoring game. And in fact, it was not a plus factor for the R. Premadasa Stadium where the match was played. I think there's hardly been a test match played since then.
Well, apart from the heat in Sri Lanka, the humidity, I don't mind playing there because I think the pitches are good, especially at the SCC. I think that there's a bounce there, and if you bowl in a good areas, I think the ball swings there a lot. I remember I bowled a spell of 14 overs once in a test match, and I just kept bowling. I didn't feel anything because this was swinging. I think what kills you is this sort of track what we see in the middle right now, and this sort of heat. It's a dry heat. It's not really that humid what you see in. It takes a lot out of you, but it gives you back with a bit of swing. Another wide. Oh my God! They're having all sorts of problem. Oh Manu.
None of these bowlers have been able to get that part of it right. Definitely that's an area they've got to work on. Bowled wides in the first game, continuing with that.
Six overs gone, 39 for 1.
Khan.
Ronil, thanks a lot. Zahid Shah bowled very, very well against Bangladesh the other night. He's following up here today. Got 1 for 5, got Kumar Sangakkara, but the others have struggled a bit with their line and their length. We've got the two Mahelas in, Mahela Udawata and Mahela Jayawardena. Yeah, I just think on a pitch like this and in these oppressive conditions that you know, you just don't want to bowl short, just a fraction short of length. We saw Shah get Sangakkara LBW with a perfect length delivery. It's all about length on a perfect track, and you stray, you over pitch or you under pitch, and you get belted on these tracks. So it's a real test here for UAE. And Mahela Jayawardena, he would like to get some runs. He missed out yesterday. Had a lazy little dab shot and chopped it onto his stumps off the spinner. Here's Shah. See, that's a pretty good length. Atta Ali Khan is with me. Welcome, mate.
Thanks, and good afternoon to you and all the viewers. It's important that as we take a look at the pitch, it looks exactly the way that we saw a couple of days earlier, even yesterday, full of runs. And you feel kind of sorry for the bowlers, especially from the UAE players, because they've bowled all over the place. You can't get away with it. Margin of error is minimum. That's a good delivery. All of a sudden they come out with a sort of a delivery where you feel that they have the talent, but the experience which isn't lacking. Once in a while you'll see the ball darting around a bit. There was away from Mahela Jayawardena, there was a touch of movement off the pitch as well for Shah. So if you can pitch it around the off-stump line and get the length right, you might trouble the batsman, and it's important that you do it as early as possible. But once the shine of the white ball goes away, then it'll be a lot easier for the batsman to play more strokes.
Yes, we saw yesterday Mahela struggle. He only got a few, but he wasn't sharp on his feet. And that delivery that just flashed that outside off stump, there was no movement of his feet. Normally when he cuts a ball, he just transfers his weight onto the back foot. He just slides his back foot across a little. And have a look at this. He's in no man's land. See the feet? Just nowhere. And very disappointed. Abdur Razak picked him up. And it was the same with that last cut shot that he attempted. Feet were nowhere. That's a good length. We're just talking about length. That's perfect. And it's the only way you can build pressure and hold pressure. It's all about length.
You see, got in yesterday and got dismissed very early, but players like Mahela Jayawardena, once they are set, he's moved on to 20. He did play a rash stroke a little while earlier. I'm sure he'll bat much better as the day progresses. He is a class act as well. Getting an opportunity and probably will go on to score a big one here.
One of the pads should just be the single to end the over. 42 for 1. They haven't had to really push themselves, take too many risks to score at 6 runs and over so far, because they've had enough bad balls to put away. With the exception of Shah, the bowling's been pretty ordinary. Zahid Shah is showing his stuff again today. 4 overs, 1 for 8. Fantastic from him. Well, that's in the air. Will it go? Yes, it does. He's picked up 2.
Good bowling, Mano. That's a good bowling, guys. Udawata just taking a bit of a risk on that occasion. He's got his first opportunity in this Star Cricket Asia Cup. He's tried to clear the infield and managed to do so, but not with a lot of authority. That could have easily gone down to that fielder who was fielding inside the circle.
Oh, that's over the top again, and that's what should be happening in the first 15 overs, the power plays. That's why in the first 10 overs you're only allowed 2 men outside the circle, and it's to encourage this sort of play. Have no hesitation in going over the top. That's a very good cricket shot. He's only got to get enough bat on it to get it over the top. That's about 30 metres, and it'll run away. So good batting. I like him.
That's a much better shot. Much better. Got under it and played it very nicely over the top of the cover fielder. No problem whatsoever on that occasion from Udawate. Gets a second boundary. Yeah, I haven't seen much of Udawate, but I've been told that he's a very good player. He has an opportunity against not a very good side. So you've got to grab your chances. Sri Lanka have rested 3 players. Sanat Surya once again is going over the top. Hasn't middled it, has he? One bounce over the fence. Well, he's not going to hold himself back, will he?
This is fabulous. That's the 50 also. And why wouldn't you go through the line of the ball and whack it over the top on a track like this? It's dry as a chip, the surface. It's not going to seam around. Into the 8th over, go for it. And this is good for the future for Sri Lanka. Sanat Jayasuriya, maybe another year or so left. We saw him just murder the attack yesterday, the Bangladeshi attack early. When they got guys like him to carry on from Sanath, they're in good shape. Upal Tarango just a couple of years ago, you know, was showing so much. So he's young enough to come back as well, and they love to hit the ball, these guys. That's what I like about it, and that's what I like about Mahela Udawate. There's no holding back. It's terrific stuff. Confidence. And I'm sure that having grown up and watching Sanat Jayasuriya blossom as he did, probably when he was a kid coming through, he probably thought of maybe emulating him along the way, playing for Sri Lanka and doing the same thing. It's a clean hitter of the ball, and it looks good.
Yes, I'm sure the time that Sanat Jayasuriya has played for Sri Lanka, number of years, there must be a huge interest from the youngsters to emulate him and consider him as one of the idols. That's again outside the off stump, hit straight to the fielder. 11 coming in that over so far. It's yes, just going back to Udawate, they keep producing these left-handers. You talked about Upal Tharanga. Now you see Udawate, Sanat Jayasuriya, himself a left-hander. I'm sure when they were very young, they would have looked up to Sanat Jayasuriya and wanted to play what he played throughout his career. 12 in that over, 54 for 1.
And we've got Udawate, he's decided to follow on. Sanat's been rested. Down the track and over the top again. Good stuff. 4 more.
Well, he saw a young partner doing that in a couple of occasions in the last over. And this time around is the captain himself, Mahela Jayawardene, going down the pitch, and off she goes over the top of that point cover and into the boundary. Well, you just feel that since they've been there for a while, they know exactly what the ball is doing. They've got the hang of the pitch. Mahela Jayawardene didn't spend too much time in the first game, so he's got to spend more time because the second round starts later on. That is a classical cover drive. What a beautiful shot. 4 all the way.
This is good stuff from the captain. Zahid Shah had bowled 4 beautiful overs, picked up Sangakkara, and he's put him off his length. He just decided to run at him first ball of this over, and he dropped it in short, and then he just sat there the next delivery and let it come. Half volley, and what he's done is he's taken it up to the bowler and he's put him off his length. So we'll see if Zod Shah can come back here and get a good one in the slot. Third ball. That's just too short again, and that's 4 more.
That's not good. Not good for UAE, especially for Zahir Shah. Very good for Mahela Jayawardene and the Sri Lankans. 3 4s in a row. Look at that length. Too short. Just asking to be hit, and rightly so. Mahela Jayawardene putting it away for his 3rd consecutive boundary.
Yes, 4 overs, 1 for 12, and now 12 from his first 3 deliveries of his 5th over. What if he did 6 of them? 6 4s. It's over the top. There's another one. It's over the keeper's head. That's 4.
You've got 4 now. Just expecting. Just mentioned that perhaps they'll probably get 6 pounds. Look at that. That was short and just got a little bit too high. Tried to roll over top of it, getting the top edge, and luckily enough, just flying over the top of the keeper. Once any ball goes in that direction, you will find yourself that you're picking up 4 runs.
It was a very good bouncer, actually, but probably not the time to try it after going for 12 off your first 3 deliveries. But it was high enough. It got just above his eyes for him to lose control of the hook shot. And it was in the right area too, round about middle and off stumps. Just a single. Spoil it for me. Look at this. First ball down the track. This is after he bowled 4 really good overs. Then he overpitched. Half volley, just sat on it, whacked it through extra cover. Too short again, beautifully pulled over mid-wicket. And then that good bouncer, actually, that he got a top edge to over the keeper's head. So 17. He'd like to bowl a dot ball, I think. This the last ball of the over. Mr. Shah. He might have a bit of a rest after this. 5 overs in this heat is very sapping. Short again, but down to 3rd man. There's a man there. So 2 singles off the last 2 balls. 72 for 1. But some really heavy scoring. There's 16 and 18. There's a 12. And that's got them up to 8 runs per over.
Arm round.
Yeah, I think it was about time for a spinner. I'll try and back off the pace here a little. There's a change in the bowling.
Away from middle.
Sakibul, the captain. Sakibul Ali. Sakibul. I'm thinking it's Bangladesh again. Sakib Ali, the skipper. Going to come on and lead from the front. Hasn't taken a wicket in one-day internationals yet. He's only played 2. Yeah, this is his 2nd. He's played 1. It's his 2nd one-day international. Let's see if he can get a bit of turn off this dry surface. Dot ball. Be happy with that.
Well, he's bought himself after the pace bowlers have bowled 9 overs. I really don't think that he's going to get much assist or purchase from the pitch. The ball is relatively new, so it will rather drift. That's a nice shot. There is a fielder at the deep, will be a single.
Back up, guys.
If you're a spinner and if you're bowler with a relatively new ball, you're not going to get the turn, but you'll probably get the odd ball to drift.
Yeah, I found just the opposite because I was unorthodox. I held it between the wrong fingers, so to speak. But I used to like to get hold of a new ball because I used to get a lot of overspin and side spin. So you could curve it, and because the seam was quite proud, it would grip a bit more. This is not brand new. This is about 8 or 9 overs old. And then as the ball got older and you lost the seam, you would get a bit less turn because the seam was gone, but you'd get more drift. So it was great coming on with especially the white ball, because the seam's very hard early, but it goes soft quickly. So I used to love to get hold of it early. But the game has changed since I played. In the old days, people used to try and get 60 for none from the first 20 overs, and then push on from there. Lose as few wickets as possible in the first 20 overs. That's all changed. And it was Sanath Jayasuriya and little Kalu from Sri Lanka who changed all that in the first 15 overs. In Australia, they just decided to take on the Aussies and whacked them in the first 15 overs, and that turned this one-day game around, actually. And it wasn't long after that they won the World Cup.
It's not easy to grip what you just mentioned because you really need to practice over and over again. I haven't seen any turn for Saqib at the moment, but it's as you mentioned a little while earlier that this is his second game, so probably he'll get better later on. You see the ball is just coming on to him. Good piece of fielding from the fielder at the square. But it's important that you need to practice what you just mentioned in the nets over and over again to get control and get the right grip, to make sure that even if you're bowling with a new ball, you can get it to turn.
Some bowlers, spin bowlers, don't like to use the new ball because the seam is so hard. It cuts your fingers, cuts your knuckles when you rip it off. It cuts your spinning finger. But as long as the ball has hit the seam a couple of times, that gives you one little spot on the seam to grip, you know, and that's about all you needed. But he's not a real spinner, is he? He's a bit of a roller. 76 for 1, and they're going for drinks. Sri Lanka lost Kumar Sangakkara on the last ball of the first over. Zaid Shah got him with a beauty. Line and length perfect, seam was perfect, and he missed it. That's out. Because it is so hot out there. 76 for 1 from 10 overs after they lost Sangakkara for a duck. Terrific partnership. Just 54 balls for this 76-run partnership, and they'll get started again very, very soon. Umpire Simon Toffel, and we'll just check to see if this is going to be a second power play. I think they just take them all and get them out of the way. There it is. In the first 10 overs, that's the first power play, they're only allowed 2 men outside the fielding circle, and they have to have 2 men in close catching. Well, that changes now. They can have 3 men outside the circle, and they don't have to have those 2 catches. So still plenty of opportunities here for the batsman to go over the top.
Yes, the 2 power plays, one being taken now. The captain could have either 2 or 3 players outside the circle. Once you've seen that signal of Simon Toffel with 2 fingers up, that means you need to have only 2 players outside the circle. You'll also see umpiring is pointing out with 3 fingers, suggesting that yes, the captain has decided to take 3 fingers, 3, beg your pardon, players outside the circle. Sri Lanka looking really good, 76 for 1 in 10. Problems for UAE. Jayawardene now moving very quickly to 41 of 32. Odawate 25 of 22. Mohammad Tawqir, the new bowler. So spin from both ends.
He's an off-spinner and he's got a lovely bowling action, this guy, and in their first game against Bangladesh. He only bowled 3 overs, and we thought he must have strained a calf muscle or something. He came out to bat later on with a runner, but he's come back within 2 days. He's sweet. But, yeah. Have a look at this for nice little easy action. Get some good rotation on the ball. So a test here for him. He's got 2 players in who are seeing the ball as big as a football and will be keen to get after him. So he's making sure now that he's got his field just right. Man at cow corner, that's wide, long on. Some flight. Well, fair led. No run. So that's 2 dot balls. That's a good start.
Good stop, Chad.
Yes, so this power play has 2 fielders outside the circle. One is at deep square leg, the other at deep mid wicket. It's gone through the fielders and it is a very easy 2 runs taken. Pretty casual from the UAE fielders.
There's that little back cut shot from Mahela Jayawardene that got him out yesterday. But he's played that a lot better. He's got over the top of that one. And just a little misunderstanding there where one man thought the other guy was going to stop it. And they finished up getting 2.
Back up.
I know they don't have the experience of playing too many one-day internationals, but as a fielding side, you need to give a better effort. You were looking very flat. Just 10.4 overs. So they need to have some spring in their step and make a good effort in fielding.
So he's bowling, he's coming around the wicket to the left-hander Udawata. He's just getting that man at deep backward square positioned correctly, and the other man in the deep is at long off. So big gap through mid-off. He pushed that through a little quicker.
Good bowling, Tore.
Takir has got just a little classical off-spinner's action. I like it. It's nice and side on. And comes around the umpire to bowl around the wicket. I like that also. A little bit of, oh dear me, that lets the bowler down. Poor fielding.
Back up, guys, back up.
Single off the end of the over. 80 for 1. Another 300 plus. And to take you through the next half hour of commentary, it'll be Wako Yunus and with him Ranjit. Can you hear the drums, Fernando?
Thanks, Bruce. In a very good position, Sri Lanka at the moment after the 11 overs. And both these batsmen look very, very comfortable. It's a big outfield. It's hard work for the fielders, even for the batsmen also. They have to run lots of 3s, lots of 2s. And it's as we all know, it's a very hot day out there. So there'll be a lot of water loss for the players out there. And a very warm welcome in the afternoon, Ranjit.
It's a very warm afternoon to you as well, Waka. In steaming conditions, these UAE cricketers will have to do a lot of hard work. But I think they're enjoying the experience of playing in this Asia Cup and are prepared to, in fact, put up with a lot of the disadvantages. They're very fortunate they haven't had to play a back-to-back game because that would have made life very, very difficult for them. But like you mentioned some time ago, I think they are used to playing the shorter versions of the game, maybe 30 overs. And they need, that probably is very lucky that there wasn't an edge. Udawata looking to force the pace. Yes, they need to try and be able to hold the pressure for longer periods.
No doubt this will be a great experience for the UAE side. coming in playing I'm not really sure what the umpire signaling. Is this the no ball, or is it just trying to move the screen?
Middle stumps.
I don't think it was a no ball. I think it was just moving a screen on the other side.
Yes, it would seem that he's sticking to round the wicket to the right-handed batsman, to Jayawardena. So Jayawardena just looking for adjustment of the screen, as the bowler would be coming wider to him rather than over the wicket, where the screen would have been in a different position. Who is now moved back again to over the wicket.
That's the inexperience. Not really sure which way he wants to go. Can't make a decision very quick, and it's another wide. Wide has been a real problem for the UAE team. They have bowled 15 in the last match, and even today, not only one, all the bowlers, they've struggled with the line.
Yes, that has compounded their problem. Fielding for 50 overs in this heat is bad enough, but when they have to do some more and give away runs as well, it certainly is going to get more and more difficult.
It's in the air. I don't think the fielder can get under in. The practice pitches will probably carry it to the boundary for 4 once the ball lands on those pitches, which is just on the right hand side. It always runs to the boundary.
He placed his slog sweep very well, Mahela Jayawardena. As soon as the off spinner comes around, although there hasn't been much turn, he gets that front pad in front and gives himself just enough room to get the placement right and create the elevation.
Nicely played. We'll take another 91 for 1. What was 91 for 1. So that's the quality of Mahela Jayawardena. He always reminds me of Salim Malik. Salim Malik used to play similar sort of fashion. They were both very stylish. Oh, that was a bit close.
Back up, guys. Back up, guys.
So they've got quite a bit of similarity in their batting, in their stance, in their movement, and that is 50 for Jayawardena. Another one. He's got heaps of them already. I don't think he even acknowledged that. 45th ODI 50.
Yes, he is a wonderful player, Mahela Jayawardena. The thing about him is that he's never prepared to change the way he does play, even if he doesn't make runs. So hit through the onside. Get 2 for that.
Back up, guys.
Is coming to Jayawardena. He doesn't really change the way he does play. He backs himself. He's prepared to go through those periods of the lean periods, but believes that sort of attack is the only way he knows how to play, and then sort of does just that. It's despairing at times, but that's the way he does believe that he could be successful. And whenever he does get himself in, you find him looking to play long innings.
Good ball, Tony bhai.
Superb timer of the ball. Not the biggest hitter. Even when he goes for 6, all he does is just get to the pitch and just time it. Sheer timing. And that's gone over the top of Midon. Midon was up in the circle. There was no chance there. It was hit quite hard. Another boundary.
He too is just playing the way he knows how to play. Mahela Jayawardena, using his feet, loves to punish the spinners in particular, and coming down, getting up to the pitch of it, just giving enough room for elevation and getting over the man at Midon. He too is a very aggressive and nice looking player to watch, very entertaining. Made tons of runs in domestic cricket and has forced himself into the side. It's through the offside. Might pick cover. Brings up the 100. That's a beautiful shot. All along the ground. And again, just maintaining a very steady rate of runs.
there was definite room there for the young opener, and he took it full advantage. Just smashed it through the cover. Plays with the bowler's mind, because he came down the track on the last delivery and he knew the bowler's either going to... Oh, that was close. That's very, very close. 13 overs gone, 102 for 1. To be precise, of 72 deliveries. So the runs are really coming fast and quick. And this is... couldn't understand why Toffel didn't really give this out, because hit him on his back leg. Have a just close look. Look at this. It's hitting middle stump. I don't see anything wrong with that. As through over the extra cover. Normally he looks to hit over the extra cover. Couldn't really get the middle of the bat. Just went looped over the fielder at short point.
Clever delivery there from Taufik. Just gave the ball a little bit more air and also drifted it outside off stump. Drew Jayawardene into the shot, realizing that Jayawardene is in the mood for making runs. Jayawardene very lucky on that occasion, falling safe between point and short extra.
There's quite a bit of flight. He's not going to spare that. You got the fielders in the circle. You're still in a power play. You cannot do that. That was literally a lollipop.
Yes, if you come up with deliveries like that, you need protection in the deep, particularly down in that mid-wicket region, where Jayawardene is so very, very strong. This is a gift as far as Jayawardene is concerned. Even a miss hit would have safely ended up in the boundary. There's a lot of room to free his arms, and there was a full swing of the bat. He certainly is on song.
We have seen even in the last game also from UAE, they don't really have enough fast bowlers to maybe go through those first 20 overs, because they really struggle. They bring their spinners in very early in the game, and the spinners are not really that good, that quality spinners who can really defend the runs or get you a wicket in the first 15 overs. So that's why I think they have to go back and start working on it. They need to maybe bring a couple of all-rounders who can bowl a bit and bat, because these guys, these spinners aren't really good enough.
Yes, we've been talking about perfect length all the time, Waka. I think it's such a subjective thing. Say a perfect length would differ with the pace of the delivery you make, the type of pitch it is, the hardness of the ball, and even the batsman. And these UAE bowlers really don't have the experience to adjust to those situations, and I think that's the type of experience they need to try and acquire, playing more and more cricket.
This is Tawqeer Ahmed economy rate. With this run rate, what they're going now, 7.95, more or less 8 runs and over. They're looking at another 350 plus.
Yes, and Sri Lankans just having lost 1 wicket. Jayawardene, who's one of these batsmen who really would go on, and Udawata too. This is down the ground. That was a glorious shot. He used his feet beautifully to it. Just waited that little bit more. 14 overs done, 114 for 1.